You're getting that lobby this time, buddy. This is you.
This is you, Waga. Hurry up, Waga.
All right.
Oh, make your noise, Waga.
Waga, say something.
When it hits the planet.
Work.
Great job.
Perfect. Well done. Well done. The best yet. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Again, Sun's ban is the Wisp, and those red outline heroes have been banned by you, the community. We'll see what you have in store for us tomorrow. Lifestealer now first hero taken out of the pool by OG.
Exciting stuff.
Titillating.
Titillating. I don't know, Lifestealer's a pretty big deal with the current bans that we have. A lot of agility heroes taken out, and he's extremely good against strength heroes and supports. So, not too surprising that he'd be taken out first off.
Are we going to see a gyro ban again against Loda?
We could. People are frightened of Loda's gyro. It is a legendary pick, so gonna get rid of that potentially.
I mean, there's still some wombo combo that Gyrocopter can be scary with. You know, heroes like Disruptor and such with big AoEs, but I don't know. I just don't think Gyro is that scary right now. Even in the hands of Loda, OG have a plan, and it's Coddle.
Oh, Coddle.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Oh
It's so popular.
my.
I think Liquid has shown a lot of people as well how insane Coddle can be when used in the right way. It's just a hero that they have been using a lot lately.
What is the right way? Because a lot of people used to say Mana Leak was so strong and so good, and now people are saying don't put any points in Mana Leak.
It's kind of, you know, it depends so much what the enemy pick for heroes. Sometimes you have to have Mana Leak because there's one dude that you just have to keep away from your team.
How about Ogre?
Yeah, the Ogre Tinker, interesting opening.
Classic combo there.
It doesn't really tell you much from what Alliance really want to do. It's just, you know, bloodlusted Tinker, guys.
Hell yeah, what are you talking about, dude? Bloodlusted Tinker? That right click is insane. It's great. Alright, Brewmaster going to come back in again. Were you guys impressed by the last Brewmaster that we saw? It was his first game. Went in.
Well, they got shit on, so
Yeah.
no.
No.
But
I
this
think
time...
it's... who was it saying that's like one of the worst heroes? I don't know about that. He's fine.
I think
not
he's
great, but...
I think he's definitely among the like bottom for me though. Like
The bottom what?
the bottom 20 or so.
Okay, that's fair. That's not...
Well,
I,
that's
I,
not
I
like
don't think he's among
dumpster,
the
though.
I don't think he's like 5 worst or something, but he
Okay.
ain't great.
Do you guys think we'll see an Enigma this tournament? He has been long forgotten about, not touched yet.
That's surprising. That's very surprising because Enigma has been used also quite a bit ever since the talent introductions because he has cooldown reduction.
Yeah.
It's really strong. So maybe people just forgot about it a bit.
Yeah.
Kind of strange. He
And
gets
there's
the
going to be less counters.
He
Well,
strikes
he
me as
gets the
game 3
15%
material.
cooldown reduction on level 15 already. It's so good for him.
Mhm.
Or 120 GPM, which is not bad.
Though at that same token, we've also seen Silencer left in the pool in pretty much every game as well. So like Shannon
Yeah.
said, there are still some Enigma counters that have been left untouched. So
True.
But that's the beauty of Enigma. It doesn't even matter if you're countered. Because
Yeah.
you don't have to cast Black Hole. You just stand there.
But look at
Pretend
this
you're going to.
Alliance with the Skywrath Mage. Not a hero we've seen yet this tournament. Some big magic damage bursts now with those 3 heroes, really.
How about some Faceless Void?
Yeah.
Yeah, could
Who
be.
is gone. Never mind.
Kind
He's
of
been
scary
banned.
to pick up a Skywrath and an Ogre and a Tinker. And we still got Pugna in the pool. We've seen a lot of Pugna this tournament. Picking them up here,
This
right
could be
here
great
wouldn't
for
that-
OG.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. So, I don't know. We'll see if OG wants to go that way or if they got a different plan. But a little bit of push, a little bit of explosion here in the classic counter.
I dig.
This looks like such a nice game for OG to go Lycan, though. They
I
want.
like it, man.
Yeah, squishy, easy supports to eat for Lycan. Like
Oh,
Ogre is
yeah.
squishy to Lycan.
Yeah,
But
there's not much
Skywrath is
Skywrath
just
can do to get
easy.
away from Lycan. That's
Yeah.
pretty brutal. I guess
you
get a Rod of Atos, that's something, but
I suppose they have laser against it, but it's pretty hard to keep doing that on a Lycan. He's so fast anyway.
but here's a great
Storm.
hero against the Tinker, of course, the Storm Spirit, very mobile. Maybe a little bit scary up against Skywrath. You know, that silence can definitely bring you some trouble in the early game, but I think this is...
He might just have to go like Yule Scepter early or something. Like
Yeah.
adapt his item build a little bit to counter out the effect. Because yeah, Skywrath can be an issue, but as you said, being able to hunt down the Tinker no matter where he hides, that's a big value.
How about some No-Tail Meepo?
You know, we haven't seen the No-Tail Meepo really excel in a while, have we? Last time
It's
I
scary
saw...
to do it against the Tinker though. If he goes Aghanims, you just
Yeah.
You're fine. It's no big
But
deal.
I was thinking maybe they can go for Spectre here since they have Storm, or maybe
Yeah,
they
they
will go. Like normally I would see a lifestealer, but it's not available. So Spectre sounds like a way to globally help the Storm to gank. That's
Yeah.
an interesting bounty. Offlane bounty maybe.
Aghanim's bounty. That's all that matters.
Fairy
boy.
bounty.
We're gonna see it.
Here we go again.
Yeah. I mean, Spectre is amazing against Tinker, but do you think it could be a little greedy doing Spectre, Storm, and Brew? Like, that's 3 big cores that all really need a lot of farm.
I don't think Brew needs that much though.
Well, I guess he
actually
needs the
think
like
he-
the early farm, I guess. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
After that, good call.
It might be a little bit greedy, but I think Spectre is not necessarily super greedy here. She's able to fight if you build her aggressively.
Well, like a
But
Vanguard
another
Diffusal
combination
type
could
thing.
be the PL.
Oh yeah, I'd love to see me some PL.
Auto PL, some combo.
Some PL.
Nobody wants
How
to
come
see
we don't
PL.
see roaming Ricky anymore?
Diffusal nerf.
Just a diffusal nerf. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
just
not-
that.
you can't take off
dude, you
dust,
dust him and what do you do?
Yeah.
What do you
You
do?
ult.
You ult and then
You
you,
ult.
come back out of it.
Blink. If you get blink, then you're good.
Ah.
Yeah.
But you have to farm that
You
first.
gotta use like all your skills defensively though. You have to like smoke the enemy, ulti, and then try to blink
Yeah.
away. And what did you do really? Like one dust made you use everything.
$180
Basically crapping your pants.
gold. Jesus.
Oh, there's a nice ganker.
Hey.
Yeah, nice to have that against the Bounty Hunter, also against Skywrath, and even Tinker. You get the
Yeah.
charge, get that
Yeah, I
vision.
think
Storm
s-
can just zip in and finish him off, and this is a great choice.
That is
I
really-
think that was a really solid pick.
for sure. It fit in that puzzle piece really well. I mean, that's just perfect for this lineup. Alliance says they're working out for it now.
Aww.
Oh,
Okay.
Not this series.
A-
Wow.
Smart final ban, though. I mean, OG could have ran it here, and
For sure. And
Scary
they have
against
trash heroes
Tinker,
against it, apart from the Tinker. Like the Ogre, Bounty, and Sky, it would be 2 more.
All right, boys, come on. Last one. I mean, I don't know who would mess up OG's lineup too bad right now. They got a pretty solid thing going on here.
I still like PL, man. I'm gonna keep saying it over and over. Waga said it. I
Great.
have somebody smart on my side for once.
You tricked Waga into saying it. Great job.
Waga, when you use what's it called? Not doppelwalk.
Doppelganger.
Doppelganger. It takes off track, right?
Yes, it does.
Whoa!
But then it also takes off veil for those that
There
don't.
was that recent moment with Chessie, right? Where he played PL
Yeah.
and got like tracked 5 times, and he kept juking, and then in the end he got
That's
away,
right.
like chased for a minute. It does not take off Veil. I don't think so.
Yeah, no,
It
Veil
does.
is the
No, I
classic
meant
color,
like
right?
the visual.
Yeah,
'Cause it used to be able
It used
to
to be that he keeps the visual, but I don't
Yeah.
remember. Like I haven't seen PL played a lot recently.
Well, I know
and-
I know that part for a fact is not there anymore. You can't see
Yeah.
him. But I
Okay,
don't know
so
about
that's
the
what's-
actual effect of veil.
I think the effect is
Wow,
probably
they're
still there.
listening, dude. Oh,
Fascinating,
what the
Suns
fuck?
fan.
But
What
the
the
wrong
fuck,
team banned
man?
it.
Goddamn stream sniping OG.
All right, so final
Only
pick
cheats.
here. Looking for a safe lane carry, I suppose. I guess Spectre's still an option. Aside from that, not too many left.
Maybe
What-
digging.
Chaos
Oh.
Knight.
Oh.
Okay.
Only
CK.
AoE is Tinker. Pretty good.
Sadly, no amazing target to do the Aghanim CK on. That would have been fun. But
Oh,
Yeah.
they only
God.
have bad heroes for
I
it.
think that's more support Chaos Knight, right?
You can have some fun with
But this
it
is the
though.
same idea with Tinker getting Ags. It's going to be really good if he's not the one initiated
Yeah,
by
yeah.
CK.
Tinker can shut down CK if he gets a really good game on Tinker, but it's not looking like an easy game for Tinker right now. The Storm and the Spirit Breaker is it's gonna be a test, you know.
A test of might here for Mr.
It
Tinker.
is.
This is a
Jesus.
tough last pick for Alliance. They've got over a minute and a half to think about it, but
They can't pick Sven anymore.
Yeah. What do we
Horde
do?
heroes.
Feels like they play Sven every game for some reason.
Yep. Is Wraith King available? Oh, no, they lost. Oh, shit. Okay.
Who is there?
I mean, they
Gyro.
could do something
I mean-
weird like safe lane silencer, Necro.
I think it's Gyro time when CK came out. Like it's
Yeah,
just
could be.
Is it really
could be.
gyro time?
Oh,
Oh,
let's
there
see.
we go.
Oh.
okay.
I like.
First
I like.
Bloodseeker of the turn here, gang.
I was gonna mention Bloodseeker, but I was like, that's a pretty shitty pick.
Hmm.
But here's the Bloodseeker.
Okay, well, let's talk about the pluses there. Great AoE silence. Pretty good against Brew. Pretty good against Storm. A little bit of pressure in the early game to make sure that CK doesn't ball out of control like he likes. Besides that,
No, but they have to stand there to get silenced. You know?
I mean,
You
the
have to
only
get, like, a
combo they
Yules or
have with that is Ogre Stun. I guess
Yeah.
Ignite, it's harder to get out of the silence.
Skymask's going to
Shot
pick
can
up
be
a
enough.
Rod of Atos like he always does. A great route these days. I mean, it could happen.
So are we thinking Aghanim's Bloodseeker? I think that's the real question.
I mean, we're thinking Bloodseeker tries to survive past 20 minutes
I
right
don't
now in my
think-
book, but
I don't think this looks like a game where Aghanims would be that strong, actually. Because there's like, Brewmaster uses his ulti to split, and the Storm is gonna jump around with his ulti anyway. So it's
Yep.
really only a CK and Spirit Breaker you wanna Rupture. I guess you could go Aghanims, but most likely you're just gonna Rupture CK to start the fight and march him when he's Ruptured.
Yep.
Or you're gonna go on the Spirit Breaker so he can't run away.
yeah, both those targets aren't the best rupture targets anyhow. They're so tanky. If they pick up a Blade Mail, they could probably just kill you by running around in circles before you kill them. So, I don't know. It's going to be a rough game overall. Although we are not talking about the old booster. He could be a support Bloodseeker helping out Skywrath. Think about that early game damage,
Load up
guys.
Bounty Hunter, time
Woo!
to carry.
Think about them
I mean,
Janatas.
yeah.
Shaking! Okay, no, Alliance is fucked though.
He's gonna buff up the Tinker though. Like, if Tinker gets the Aghanims in a nice timing and they use Bloodseeker to buff him, then he could even go into the Dagon. It's gonna be insane burst for sure.
Oh my
But-
god.
But
I-
relying on Tinker in a game like this is
Yeah.
looking scary.
Yeah.
They don't have
I-
the most reliable physical damage. I guess just take crazy fights, hope for a track hold to work out, and late game Bounty Hunter carries you.
Yep.
Kind of what
so,
I see here.
boys, sorry. Purge, are you here? Sit down, you bastard. Where's Purge?
Is he gone? He's
Oh,
not.
sorry, wrong
Alright.
button. Yeah, I'm here. What's up?
We need you to sit down in the broadcasting slot, buddy. Game
I'm
2 is
sorry.
ready to start. Okay.
Great job, Perks. Thank you.
Thanks, buddy.
So, while we have a moment,
Yes.
Waga, before this is all over, before I forget, I need to know for my personal meta understanding of Dota, do you
Right.
still drop items or do you put them in the backpack now?
Quite often you do drop items, yes, Stacks. It is not gone.
You drop items and not the backpack.
Not the backpack.
Why?
No.
A
6-second delay is a
Tranquil does
killer.
go to the backpack, but you still drop items. Because else they're inactive for 6 seconds, dude. So inefficient.
Inefficient.
Inefficient, dude.
All right, Waga. Thank you. Thank you for ruining another
Great
generation of Dota players. You bastard.
No worries, man.
Oh, my. All right, folks. So we are loading into our potentially final game of the night if OG is able to take it 2-0.
Ooh, it's
But
looking a little bit more than potentially.
Alliance needs this win. This is do or die
Yeah.
to take it to an ace match and then maybe take that game 3 to be the champion of the EU side of the bracket.
Sure.
Very exciting stuff. Remember, folks, the polls for tomorrow, which is Valentine's Day, will open after the broadcast ends today.
That is
so
correct.
sit tight for that. See if we abide by the Slacks rule where we ban
Please.
the sexy males and the female heroes.
Please, we need that Valentine's Day.
need to
No
do a-
ladies.
we're doing
Boys only.
During a Valentine's Day.
Yes. Lonely men like us. We need friends.
Except for Shadow Demon. Ban
Except for
Shadow
Shadow
Demon, please.
Yeah.
Get rid of his ass. Fuck
I-
Shadow Demon.
Okay with Shadow Demon being banned at this point. I think everyone's on the same page with that.
Yep.
Whew.
You know what? I'm going to say it. Don't think I'm crazy. Don't think I'm dumb. But the more I think about this Bloodseeker, the more I'm starting to like it. I actually
Oh,
don't.
Wow.
I think Alliance might actually be okay this game.
I think it's going to be hard for them to shut down all the cores. Either Brewmaster and Storm or Storm and CK or some two of the three are going to be out of control. And they don't have enough tools to deal with all three of them. One, definitely. Two, perhaps. Three,
Right.
no way.
I have an idea, but I'm not going to say it because I know OG is stream sniping. So, Alliance, I hope you do what I'm thinking you're going to do. And we'll see it soon.
All right, very good. Well, with that, we've got game number 2 of this final series. It's Annie and Purge once again for your in-game cast.
Secret strat, that idea that Slacks had, I'm sure it's amazing and genius. The one hero I'm really curious about, I was looking at it, I was like, is this time for carry Ogre? It wasn't. It's offlane Skywrath Mage, which is real weird, but dual
boy.
lane of Ogre Sky looks pretty good actually, especially because you can just spam Arcane Bolt and go hit up the shrine and then continue spamming Arcane Bolt and Ignite. So they might be able to really punish the safe lane for OG.
I gotta ask your thoughts, Purge. Bounty eggs.
I haven't tried it yet. I haven't even seen it yet.
You have not tried it. Okay.
No, I haven't tried it yet. Sorry. I play a lot of different heroes, but I haven't tried the bounty eggs yet. In fact, I almost never play bounty, so I don't know. It's probably potentially good. I don't know if this is the game for it. We'll see how it works out, but I don't even know if he'll build it though. There's definitely other items he may want. Greaves is pretty good this game because there's a storm, so at some point there will be a silence. That's something that could be really important. Maybe something like a EGM just wrecked Fly.
Gobbled
Just
that
killed it.
ward, man.
Was that a ward and a sentry? I think. Pretty sure.
Yeah, I think it was both. But either way, OG also burned dust. The Spirit Breaker burned one of his dust trying to chase down the bounty and missed completely. So, little bit of gold being wasted by OG right now trying to keep on top of EGM.
And what's really interesting about this is the EGM's technically an offlane right now based on him starting in this position, which makes me just feel that maybe it's hero based. Like EGM feels more comfortable playing bounty. Some fun doesn't want to play bounty either. Something like that. So kind of interesting matchup. We'll see how the roles actually transition this, but I do like the lane setup that Alliance has here. I think it has tons of pressure potential against S4. The only lane that looks normal is the mid one, really. Just Tinker versus Storm.
Yeah, pretty normal. I feel so conflicted this game because CK and Skyrath are my two favorite heroes in the game. I don't know who to root for.
I think it's a very good CK game, actually. It was a fantastic pick here, just because CK is very good at lowering the armor of his opponents now, and there's a lot of heroes that are a bit weak to that on Alliance. Mostly I'm looking at Tinker and Bloodseeker. Those guys can get blown up really fast if Chaos Knight gets to a point where his HP is too high, and that's definitely one thing Alliance has trouble with. They don't have very good AoE clear. Certainly, that's probably the worst thing about their draft in terms of the OG matchup.
Oh, this time a dust is going to connect onto our bounty up top. Fly actually cancels his charge, so they don't get that bash. They don't get that little extra bit of damage. Can they still get EGM? He's going to be salving himself up, and Fly's just going to retreat. No Tail goes in for one more swat, but this bounty hunter is proving to be a pest already at 1.5 minutes in the game.
Yeah, that's 180 gold of 2 dusts that have been used. He countered Obs and a sentry. He goes invis just in time. Very close, though. Just baiting that, like, so much advantage. And now a Mango as well, gone from No Tail. Is he gonna break this clarity? Is he crazy enough? He's gonna
he
break it
might
in
just
two.
be, dude.
I think he will. He'll break it in 2. Nah, it's so scary. He's almost got KS pulled. Yeah, play it safe. Definitely play it safe.
All right, I'll play it safe this time, but no guarantees for later on in the game.
The S4 is gonna die right here, I think.
Yeah, he's gonna get
He's
low.
super dead.
Ogre does not have his stun, just that little damage over time of Ignite. It should be enough. He's going to slap the ground.
Ooh, the evade.
That shot's going to miss, but the first blood does go the way of the Skyrath Mage. Nice little bounty going down there, and it looks like Jerax, he's going to be able to secure the kill onto Skyrath. Is it going to cost him his life, though? Hanskin's actually the one getting really low here, and that's Jerax on Keeper of the Light, level 3, securing a double kill.
Very good timing to have a double damage there. Huge pickoffs, especially against the Skyrath Mage. The guy's got no armor, so the double damage is cleaving through everybody. Huge double kill for him. Picks up 2 points in Chakra Magic, so just going to continue doing board and coddle stuff, but at least he got his moment for 8 seconds there.
Yeah, my bad. Little T-Taurus in the mid lane. There was a kill on the Storm Spirit. Limp just able to solo him down. Not a whole lot of outside interference on that one.
Yeah, you always have to be really careful against Tinkers lately, just because they don't max Martian machines right away. They'll usually go for kills, and pure damage from laser, it's very easy to underestimate how much damage
Ana,
it does.
once again, could be in some trouble. Ganking the Storm Spirit pre-level 6 is so important. The Ogre gets low, but that's another kill for Limp. Whew.
That's huge. And I'm a little surprised that he went for that against the Ogre. Ogre's so hard to kill.
EGM, he's
they're
going
chasing.
for it. He's dusted up this time. The Illuminate does clip him. And now Jerax is on a killing spree. This Keeper of the Light got just about the best start you can ask for.
Yeah, he really did. And his super high movement speed is, I'm sure, helping with a lot of this. And all these kills that they're getting are just going to help them buy more support items and more detection, which makes Bounty Hunter's life a little bit harder. So these kills are absolutely going to add up.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of Bounty Hunter, though, he bailed out on the top lane to try to rotate and get kills elsewhere, but No Tail's now had free farm on this Chaos Knight. He's pushing up towards the tower. This is a really good lane for the CK. He's completely uncontested, and it looks like he's going to be able to grab a really early helm.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what build he goes. The helm, I think, works. I'm not super sold on it myself, just because it gives you attack speed and a little bit of stats. It's all good. The regen is maybe the better part, but I'm a little bit more favorable towards something like a faster armlet. But certainly helm is better from early game utility pressure kind of stuff. Like you get a neutral creep and you do something with that neutral creep, whether it's scouting or disabling or ganking. So the helm definitely gives you a little bit better early presence, but it's not quite as good fighting wise.
EGM going to go ahead and get charged. Do they have any vision after the fact? They do end up dropping the dust. There's going to be a rotation coming from our Skyrath Mage. Do they have any sort of follow-up for this? Fly gets low, but Skyrath rocking the clarity. Does he bring out enough damage? No Tail. He does not have enough mana for the Chaos Bolt. Fly's going to go ahead and try to channel up. get a little bit more health going for himself, and it looks like Jonas may have bitten off more than he can chew. He secures the kill on the Spirit Breaker. Can he actually secure the kill on No-Tail as well? This would be a huge play. No-Tail, he's running low on health. He has no mana, and that's going to be a double kill for our Skywrath Mage. OG just got outplayed right there.
You know what's actually amazing about that is that the only reason that happened was because he had 2 points in Concussive Shot instead of 1 and an Ancient Seal. Which at first I was like, what is this skill build? But he saves a lot of mana not using Ancient Seal, which gives him another Arcane Bolt. And because he had 2 points in Concussive Shot, it came off cooldown 2 seconds earlier, which prevented Chaos Knight from getting the kill. Like, just amazing. And it's getting a lot of work done for Skywrath Mage here as he roams around the map getting kills.
Definitely going well in that regard. We are going to have an initiation in the mid lane. There's a charge coming in onto the Tinker. They sure would love to get off a pick there. The Illuminate making it happen. Although Loda comes in, he's able to channel off a really nice Blood Right. And it looks like No-Tail's going to get caught off guard. He can't do anything but fight. And he will go down. Fly gets low, but is going to be guarded by Jerax. So EGM just settles for taking out a ward.
Yeah, it's a good move. Saves him 100 gold. Good rotation from Loda as well. The fact that Chaos Knight's died twice now is certainly going to affect things for OG. That's one of the problems with going this build. He actually doesn't even have boots yet on Chaos Knight. Kind of a weird build. He had such a good laning stage, really, but then these first couple rotations and ganks are ended up really hurting him. So if they can just continue to kill Chaos Knight, I think they're going to be in a pretty good spot on Alliance's side, since he is the AoE scary hero that they would have to deal with.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like Chaos Knight had such a good start. He had his own lane. He wasn't really being pressured, but he's the one that decided to rotate. Now it hasn't worked out for him very well.
Yeah, it's a good hero for rotating, but it's iffy as well. It's one of the most... Like, Chaos Bolt's actually one of the worst scaling abilities in the game, in my opinion. Every single skill point you put into it gives you 25 damage and 0.5 seconds of stun. It sounds so bad on paper. Everybody looks at those 4s, but then you roll up into a lane and you throw a Chaos Bolt, and then you attack slowly, and you're like, well, that's my hero, guys. And in a lot of ways, I think it's better to focus more on maybe even like maxing Reality Rift and getting like an armlet, personally. But it kind of depends. Stun duration is definitely important, but this is definitely one of the weaknesses of the heroes, that his power spike before 7 is very wishy-washy.
Radiant's going to go ahead and scan this bottom lane. They're smoked up. They've got Fly and S4 looking to be cruising around, and they will end up finding Limp. But do they actually have the damage and lockdown to get him all the way down? It's a little bit tricky there, but they're going to go ahead and try. It looks like Fly going to go with the short-range charge. He does not have his ult just yet, so can't go over that greater bash. But there we go. They've got what they need. They block him into the trees. It forces out a Brewmaster ult. That's worthwhile, though, for an early kill on the Tinker.
Yeah, absolutely. Brew ult is actually very good early.
Burns up all his mana getting away from the 3 heroes in this top lane, but he's actually walking back in.
He's been pressured a lot. Yeah, he just wants the experience for now, I think. It's kind of a lot. Range creeps and a couple catapults here. Handskin's still in position to roam in and disable him. With that little mana, they would love to dive, but it's difficult with just Sky here. Yeah, he's just being really annoying with an ogre. He's got arcanes now if he wants it. Maybe forgets. You know, some fun treads, 2 nulls. I really like this build, actually. The change that happened recently was the plus damage perk at 15 is 75 damage now. So I really like the treads on Sky, not only because of the attack speed comboed with that plus damage perk that he might get, but also because it just naturally increases your int, making your Arcane Bolt do a little bit more damage. I feel like this hero's been a little too forgotten, maybe. And I think it's going to do a lot of work this game.
Charge in the mid lane. Looks like Limp might get focused down. They've got a double damage S4 as well. TP's come in from the Bounty Hunter. This is a very clustered fight, and it looks like OG, they're going to back out, but not before their Spirit Breaker is stunned down. They lose Fly. Ana still deciding if he wants to go in or out, and ends up taking a Fire Blast to the face.
It's a really good raindrop game for Tinker here. He's really the focus of OG, because they know if Limp gets a little out of hand, it's going to be really tough to use. That's actually a great solution to Chaos Knight now, thinking about it. He can just go Ags, and then whenever he does Laser, it'll AoE blind them all. That'll be a great solution. But he's got to get there for Alliance to be a little safe, and OG knows they've got to limit his snowball.
Smoke coming in from Alliance. They're looking to kind of ride the wave of momentum they just got a couple moments ago. And they are going to be able to find out No-Tail. They're going to be able to find out Jerax here. Jerax obviously the much easier kill, but he's far forward. He's going to go ahead, get stunned by that shuriken, and they just don't think they can catch up to him in time. Meanwhile, mid lane, Hanskin's going to go back in. Ana has very, very little mana. Can't ball lightning around, so Hanskin's just going to chase him. This is Bully Ogre at its best, and that will be 400 gold and another Storm Spirit death.
I think Hanskin's been playing really good today. Pretty fantastic on all of his heroes. He's getting things done in lanes. He's ganking effectively. He's been playing very good. The rest of the alliance has shifted towards a mid lane. If there's support TPs, you know, some Fawn's ready to kill, but Still haven't seen the Mystic Flare come out just yet. He's been having a little trouble finding a target. Smoke broke down below on No-Tail, who's just now going to farm towards his Power Treads and his boots, eventually.
Back to Jonas. How does off-lane Sky typically itemize?
This is the first time I've seen that, so this is going to be a learning experience for me as well.
Top lane. We're just going to have a bit of a mess coming out. There's that Mystic Flare you talked about. S4 going to get silenced up, but now he's able to get off the split. Fly's going to go back in for a charge. Will end up dying. Loda gets that kill. Jonas going to be going in, gets tornadoed up by the Panda. And it looks like Alliance are going to be able to deal with this. They may end up losing their Skywrath as an Illuminate comes back in. He's going to get slapped down by the Pandas, and S4 is able to take a kill for himself.
Really nicely done there. That's the dangerous part about going on Brew. You've got to kill him.
Oh, he's got the shuriken. Could he actually get in range of it? They've got the vision. EGM just wants to go in. He wants to get that Janata, but the blink away. Brewmaster just picks up that blink, and it saves his life. Holy moly.
There was also an evade. It might have been the guaranteed Drunken Brawler evade. It's probably what it was. You always missed the first one. You should have just thrown the Shuriken.
Charge onto Limp. He's getting so gosh darn low. Does Spirit Breaker actually commit all the way? Meanwhile, we are going to have Bounty Hunter trying to chew on Chaos Knight, but it's not going to work. And Limp's going to get back to base on this one.
Okay, and Bloodseeker went Midas this game, so he'll accelerate that way. I don't know how well it'll work, but at the very least you can use it to kill him. The Dominator creeps, you can accelerate your farm, you can heal with it with Blood Rage against neutrals. That's a pretty decent option too. So Alliance just kind of trying to get their feet here. A couple of their heroes are online, but some of them are not yet. Bloodseeker is not quite ready. He's basically just show up, rupture, go back to farming. Tinker's almost entirely farming based, and the rest are ready to fight.
Yeah, I'm curious to see, where Alliance's power spike is going to be, because they've got the Skywrath Mage, a hero that really wants to brawl early along with the Ogre, but then you've got, your Tinker and your Bloodseeker, heroes that need a lot of time to farm up and get their items.
Basically, the ones that don't need to farm can just roam around fighting, but they've got to get effective kills, and it's one of the issues right now is that they don't have the best lockdown. So even getting kills with Skywrath will be
Hunskin's smoke is going to break. There is a haste rune crept up on this Brewmaster, but he's silenced, and they've got the damage from Skywrath Mage chasing after him. Another kill for Jonas here. That's going to make 4 and 2 for his KDA.
That's pretty good, and his Veil's finished as well, so all the magic damage they're going to do is super amped, and OG is in no way ready to actually sustain this much magic damage. And it's going to try to push the wave a little bit here. Oh, that was so close.
Yeah, gets recalled by his Coddle, brought over to safety here in this top jungle.
If he got ruptured there, right before the recall went through, it would have been interrupted. That could have been huge. He has a lot of mana, so maybe he could ball TP, but might have been dangerous. He probably would have been fine. It would have been hard for them to stun.
Would have just been a little annoying here, and now another call in. Jerax wants to get the most out of this early ult. Bring an S4 up. They want to secure a tower and at least secure a safe area where people on OG can farm without constantly being ganked.
Yeah, these wards are really good right now. The important thing is not to put them where you expect your opponents to be, but to put them where you'll see Alliance heroes casually walking to where they're going. So if they can see Bounty Hunter use Invis or approaching a lane without being Invis, that'll give them a lot more information than necessarily seeing exactly where they're standing when the team fight's starting. Because it still is about how you take the initiation. No-Tail doing a really smart thing here with the Helm. He's going to run around with a little Purge creep. That way if he gets silenced, he can actually remove it from himself or others. Being quick on his fingers there would be huge for him.
Yeah, I mean, you talked about initiation. What is the ideal initiation for both OG and Alliance?
OG is definitely looking to do a charge into ulti, or maybe even something like a Storm initiation, or even like a CK pulling somebody. Alliance is aiming to do just basically Rupture with Silence, Sky ulti on the Brewmaster, or the Storm maybe. Those would be the best, but probably Brewmaster because he offers so much teamfight support right now that taking him out of the fight would give them a big teamfight advantage.
EGM is going to get charged right now, so there are eyes on him. S4 sees what's going down. Might be able to engage on this. Going to go in with the blink and the split, and they've got the dust to reveal the Bounty Hunter. Looks like EGM going to toss out a track with his last breath, and he's actually still alive. Limp going to get lifted up into the air. There are going to be those March the Machines just causing some casual damage to the Pandas, but that is well played, and No-Tail secures a free kill on that Tinker.
Every single time that Brewmaster jumps in and does ultimates like that and gets a double kill, it helps the game tempo so much. Because just free towers. If those fights go bad though, then everything changes in the opposite way. Brewmaster doesn't scale as well. He's not getting that much farm because his hero doesn't naturally farm. We'll see if they can get a kill. They go on S4.
Yep, Loda definitely look to debut some of the stuff. They know that the split's not there. They're able to get a quick, easy kill. Track now onto No-Tail, so they've got vision of him. Just trying to clear out any sort of damage, but No Tail is just sandwiched up. I mean, if he gets out of this, that's crazy. Loda's got his blade mail going, but he can still cut right through it. EGM now going to get charged as well. No Tail is just manning up. Hanskin knows he's mana leaked. Can't walk too far. Oh my goodness. Chaos Knight, please. Illuminate's going to cut apart that Bounty Hunter as well. And now Limp comes back in. No Tail, he's so low health. He's still tracked up, and Jonas is going to be coming back on through. Limp gets so low, but channeling up the March of the Machines, and it looks like No Tail is going to be going down. Tried to deny to the neutrals, but wasn't able to get it in time. OG overstayed their welcome a little bit, but that little CK got super underestimated in that fight.
Yeah, that's the scariest thing about playing against Chaos Knight, is that all of a sudden if he gets lucky in his ult, and he did there, by the way, he got 2 illusions, meaning he was hitting for 3 times the regular damage. Really lucky there, but his itemization has also been fantastic by having the Helm of the Dominator and the Purge Creep. He removed the first track from himself, and then he used his ultimate, and then they didn't know which one was real, so they couldn't really focus fire it. And in that meantime, he's just lowering their armor with the Blightstone and with Reality Rift maxed out really fast. So they got to be able to control it, and it's getting really scary. If he gets a couple more ultis off like that, Alliance is just going to get shredded in fights every time.
Yeah, he's definitely redeemed himself from those early deaths roaming around, but Alliance, they're picking up tools to deal with it. Now Skywrath getting somewhat close to his Atos. That's going to be his first big item. That's more Disable coming out of Alliance. We talked about how they're really struggling with how to hold down these heroes in the fights.
Yeah, Atos is really important on Skywrath. If they can do a Ogre Stun into an Atos, then and it's so good against Storm too. He can use Ancient Seal to prevent him from ball laning, and he can also use Atos now. But mostly it's about getting the kill and increasing his int amount and the spell damage as well, because he hits crazy hard right now. Fly would be a pretty easy kill if they see him, but he's gonna get unlucky here, walking right into
you. He just walked straight into that one. Mystic Flare, he never stood a chance, and that's a dominating streak up for our Skywrath now.
Now he may have to go back to base just to get healed out of this one, but at least mana wise for some fun. But yeah, his damage is incredible now with Ancient Seal and Veil.
Yeah, definitely going pretty easy for him. Ogre still has that clarity if he wants to share with his friends.
He needs like 5 clarities.
It'll
fountain
help.
Is your salvation.
It's the thought that counts, Purge.
That's true. He could just drop all of his int items temporarily.
Just drop them under the tier 1 tower. There's no way that can go wrong.
Yeah, that won't be a big deal. Clarity Potion is actually used after all. He'll get there eventually. Bounty Rune as well. Still no Blink Dagger for Tinker. He's pretty far behind here. He did get Boots of Travel at a reasonable time, but his item after that has been having some trouble.
Yeah, I mean, he's been focused down a fair amount. He had a couple of deaths in lane, and now the Ancient stack getting the better of him, but he should be able to clear it.
Yeah, those ones are actually easy for Tinker to do, because it's a rare Ancient stack that doesn't have magic resistance, so kind of interesting. He's looking dead here.
A little bit. I mean, he can try to go ahead and TP out, but nope, just gets bashed to death, and that's another kill for No Tail.
Yeah, really smart for them to smoke to that area. They know where Tinker's probably going to be farming, and they keep smoking towards those locations.
The rest of Alliance are so deep
deaths
right now. And they're about to be killed, as Jonas is going to be mana leaked, he's going to be stunned in place, he's going to be focused down as Ana comes in, and there's not much that a Skywrath mage can do against that much damage, so it's going to be 2 kills on Alliance that OG are just going to start riding the momentum of.
And another crucial skill, Mana Leak. It drains the amount of mana you have based on the percentage. So for somebody like Skywrath that has a stupid amount of mana, a little bit of movement is going to kill his ability to do a combo. So still comes down to the initiations.
What are the chances that we get to see Skywrath Ags this game? Because I do love me a Skywrath Ags.
Definitely possible. It would be pretty good here too. He might need to get something like... I think it's alright. Just because... being able to cast 2 spells would help a little. It's kind of like a shitty version of AoE. But it's kind of that or a Shiva's, and I think a Shiva's would be also very needed just because of how much minus armor is on OG. But there's a lot of ways to solve that problem.
Oh, we're going to have a tussle right now as Loda's just going to get bounced back to the low ground by Jerax's Blinding Light. Fly going to decide better of charging all the way into that. But Alliance seem to have got their go. Hanskin's going to be going in, trying to initiate here. He's going to get Mana Leak. He's pulled back, and Loda, he's going to try to make this work for his team. They are able to get the silence off on the Storm Spirit, but now Loda has to go in 1v1 a Spirit Breaker, even with Blade Mail up. It's looking grim. Ana's able to find that kill, and Fly is so low, goes down. But Skywrath Mage is able to get the silence off onto the Storm Spirit, sends off that little arcane after him, but not quite enough damage unless the wraparound from EGM is enough. There is going to be a sentry there, so EGM, he's fighting underneath Radiant Vision. He's going to get focused down. Ana just barely alive. Heat-seeking missile not finishing off S4 as well. These 2 heroes are so low. This neutral creep is aggroed onto Ana now, and it is just messy, but OG are able to get out with their crucial heroes intact.
Alliance did almost twice as much more damage than OG did in that fight, but nobody died. They were so close, and every kill that happens is track experience. Could be Limp getting closer to his Blink Dagger. But you can just really see the difference here in how safe it is for Alliance to engage, and it's all based on the Tinker being behind here. The OG ganks were so focused on him and so effective at getting kills that just now he's able to get some momentum. So now he can actually engage fights and aggressively like blink laser missile people. But before, he couldn't even get in range to do the laser in the first place.
Yeah,
So everything accelerates for him now.
Tinker just picking up his blink, but Storm Spirit has a Bloodstone with 15 charges. Ana is off to a great start.
Very, very good start. But Alliance still does have good tools to deal with him. Atos now finished for Skywrath Mage as well. So
it's in his backpack.
The Shrine Wall.
We're working on it.
The Shrine gave him about 40% of his mana pool here.
Yeah.
He really needs like a mana regen item.
He's just had a perma clarity for like the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, he could actually just have a Sage's Mask and it would give him the same mana per second as a clarity. Isn't that insane? That's how much int he has. He has like 130 int right now. He's got 8.5% spell lamp. If he just stopped buying clarities and bought a Sage's Mask, it's a permanent clarity.
EGM is in some unfriendly territory here. Tried to be sneaky, but was just dumpstered on.
Yeah, he's got to spot heroes out, basically, and give some protections against it. He's trying to build a Linken's first, kind of an interesting build. And actually, in a lot of ways, I really do think a mech could be better. That's a little bit of an older build, obviously, but I mean, any armor boost, AoE, heal to his team, I feel like that would have provided 2 kills in the last fight if he went that over a Perseverance. Perseverance is like, does almost nothing before it's upgraded into the next item. The HP and mana regen is not needed.
Jerax here, realizing how much of a pest Bounty has been, goes for a super early Gemma True Sight. Carried on a Coddle, though, that seems a little bit scary. Coddle is pretty easy to combo down.
Well, with the Aghanim Scepter, he's fine. That's the big thing, especially during daytime, because then you can spot every ward on a cliff. You can see any hero, no matter, as long as he's within the gem range. It's so useful on this hero, actually. And if you think about the catch that's been happening, there's a Spirit Breaker on OG as well. That means that Alliance is never going to feel super safe pushing lanes out in weird places, because they know all it takes is 1 second of charge, and they know exactly where that hero is. So everybody on Alliance now has to play super safe, even the Bounty Hunter, as he's been finding. So with the gem, yeah, okay, he can be killed, certainly, but the map control that OG has from their picks and their position in the game is really strong and will help protect it as well.
Can we talk about how the support Coddle has pretty much a decent amount of net worth more than the Tinker? He's been doing.
Is it actually higher? Oh god, it is. That's a bad sign.
He's been doing a ridiculously great job. Now Ana, moving forward, able to dodge out the Atos coming at him.
He's got to be careful.
Just gonna get recalled again. Coddle with the Ags, able to just consistently keep his teammates from getting killed.
Yeah, even then, I don't know if the Skywrath would have been able to pick up the kill. It would have been close. 2 points of Mystic Flare plus Ancient Seal, maybe. But he's gonna be looking for that Storm or any solo kills, really. I think the scary thing for Alliance right now is that they like Bloodseeker's not gonna solo carry a team. Basically, he's very good at doing what he does. Just locking down one hero, he's gonna be fast and stuff. Oh, fast Heaven's Halberd pickup, cool choice. But Bloodseeker's not going to carry them super hardly. That Heaven's Halberd's really cool, not only because the item got buffed, the cooldown is now 22 seconds instead of 30. The coolest thing is that it's a great Linken's breaker. I've been buying it for this reason in a couple games as well. But break Linken's, then rupture somebody. So if anything like Linken's pops up, it'll be a good solution.
Yeah, I think that was an on-the-fly decision. I looked at Bloodseeker earlier, and he had the Sange and Yasha queued up. He finished the Sange and is like, nope, this is better for me. So I like that flexibility coming out of him.
Yeah, it's a good choice, I think. And also, evading hits from Storm Spirit is good. There's a lot of heroes that right-click in this game. Pretty much 4 out of the 5 of OG. So throwing evasion on himself is going to make a difference. See the cool Lotus Orb pickup for Storm Spirit. Interesting choice. He can use it to remove track. He can use it to reflect rupture if it's casted in time. So a lot of things reflected by it, actually. He can remove blind from himself. I've never seen this purchased on Storm, especially this early, but it's a beautiful choice this game. Just because of all the single target abilities from Alliance. He can remove silence as well. It's like this or Yule's, but Lotus Orb's so much better this game.
I mean, think about it. Pretty much everything Sky throws at him is going to be, unit target. So he just has that on. Yeah. He can go farm safely and not be scared of those Sky ganks.
Yeah, he can remove Rod of Atos from himself. Silence. It's so good. It's such a beautiful item. Pick up here by Anna.
you really like this Lotus Orb,
no, it's actually so cool. It gives him mana regen. It's not very good for his damage. That's definitely the worst part about it, but on paper, it's actually quite a good item. Most heroes, they don't even need the extra mana it gives, except for some supports. But Storm needs it. It's on all aspects except for damage. It's a great pickup.
Cool. All right. We've got our Spirit Breaker rotating pretty deep, looking for someone to mess down. He has his Hooded Defiant, so he's a little bit tankier, especially up against magic damage of Tinker and Skywrath, but it's I think it's OG's game at this point. Looking at the overall net worth, it's about 7,500 in favor of OG, 10,000 in terms of overall experience.
And they're just doing a little split pushing. They kind of figured Alliance was hanging out gank ready in the bot lane, so recall tricks that they can abuse pretty much all game. That's going to be really annoying, actually. If Alliance even gets ahead and tries to go high ground, they can just do recall Stormspear ball lanings to consistently nuke waves.
No Tail, just a little bit of a misplay perhaps. Goes in Reality Rift's Erosion. Both of his illusions die instantly because they were targeted onto it, so loses that tank ability. And also, No Tail opted to go in for the Manta without the armlet first. How do you feel about that?
We'll see after this fight. I'll talk about it.
Oh, track onto
They
Fly.
might go on Fly.
EGM's hanging around, and that is going to be a super dead bounty. All right, Loda's able to get 2 silences off, and actually Spirit Breaker gets super low, finished off by a laser rather from Limp. Hanskin going to be chased down. Another heat-seeking missile comes in, but No Tail is still hot on the chase. You've got Ana debuting that Lotus Orb, and now there's going to be a stun fest going on.
Got the multi.
Oh, another Blood Right. No Tail is able to get out. Is going to be healed by Jerax's Illuminate. And this is going to be Ana jumping in and out of the fight. He's got stupid mana now from that Bloodstone with 18 charges. And we are going to have Loda just racing around the outskirts of the fight, not able to find those picks.
Yeah, it's really scary for him to go in because he knows that if he makes a big mistake, it's just over. Like
Speaking
right now.
of big mistake, he's going to continue to pressure in. He's got the Halberd available, but can he even cast it? Is it even worth going on? He's just sitting there. He's taking it. He knows he's mana leaked up. He's stunned up. He's going to get grabbed with the Reality Rift. Illuminate does the work necessary, and that's going to be No Tail raking in another free kill.
Their ability to dive is just so incredible here.
Oh my god.
With Limp getting this far behind and all of these early skirmishes going bad, OG is just in an unstoppable place right now. I think EGM's looking at his perseverance right now, and he's thinking, I made a giant mistake. He felt so good about the early game. They had a good laning stage, but all the early engagements fell a little flat, and that could have been the difference between him getting like a Linken's or something else and being able to protect allies, but now it's just this dead weight in his inventory. And all of the early pressure Alliance heroes, it's like they kept looking for kills, but the kills kept coming to Tinker and Tinker alone, which is just really good map movement from OG and expectancy for where the Tinker will be. All those kills absolutely won them the game. Not that the game's over yet, but huge advantage from it.
Yeah, definitely a big advantage coming out. I gotta point out, No Tail is playing with the Chaos Knight mount that has no tail, so that's cool.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah, get it? Because his name's No Tail.
Yeah, I got it. The Manta style, by the way, Manta used to be awful on Chaos Knight. Kind of. It looked good, but it wasn't good. It's even better now, though, because you actually do get attack speed to your illusions from attack speed items. So, and not to mention you can get perks that will help your int level and things like that. There's more item builds you can fit in that give you
He's
some mana.
going in. A little
He's
bit
just not
overzealous there. He's going to die, but is it going to start off a nice fight for the rest of his team? We'll see as Ana's going to get ruptured. He's low mana. He's going to be able to pop off that Lotus Orb. So he's just going to be sitting back, waiting out the rupture for the rest of the fight. While the rest of the fight continues, we've got a silence on the CK. He wants to go back in reality. Instead, he's just going to try to TP home and get out unscratched. Similar story with Jerax. There's going to be TPs out every which way. And now it's just going to be down to S4 and the Storm Spirit to try to focus down Hanskin. Or at least get out alive. Loda, he is racing. He is so fast because everyone's so low health. TP is in for the Skywrath. Ana, does he go down here? That is going to be Aegis popped. He's still got 21 Bloodstone charges. Blood Right coming in. They really want to get Ana down. He is silenced. The Wind Panda coming in, though, keeping Bloodseeker out of the fight. The Ancient Seal making it so Storm Spirit can't get away. He has to suicide. And there's going to be a kill. S4 able to take down Hanskin. Can they actually finish this off in favor of OG? Looks like they're going to try as No Tail comes back in, sitting under the Blood Right. No Tail does get silenced, but a charge coming in onto Loda. I think they should be able to get this Bloodseeker down, but the missile, rather the laser coming in from Limp. S4 continues to pressure in, and this is just looking great for OG right now. One more hit will finish off Loda. He's charged as well. He's not getting out of that one alive, and it looks like it will be a complete wipe as EGM is the lone survivor. And that's going to be a godlike streak from our Storm Spirit. Everyone on Alliance dead. There are still buybacks, but this is looking like OG's game to lose.
Yeah, it took 2 huge kills there to kill the Storm Spirit, and the second one was a suicide, so they didn't even get gold from that kill. And then he's back almost instantly, gets into the fight, and OG just stomping these engagements. Even though Alliance did look pretty good at some point, everybody gets cleaned up eventually, and they're gonna need a tier 3 out of this, and that's gonna mean Shrines.
Yeah, and those shrines are going to mean huge control points over Roche, and that's maybe Alliance's only way back in this game. It's looking really, really tough. What does Alliance have to do to somehow bring this back?
Kills are everything, just because of things like track. So mana leak, no more mana for Hanskin basically, and even Arax goes down. There's still no Ags on Tinker either. He went for Aether Lens first, which in a lot of ways he actually kind of needs. Increases your blink range, lets you laser from farther away, because he can't get even close to Storm Spirit or even the CK really. You know, some fun getting a kill. Nice pickup, but yeah, he's got to stay as far away as possible from the Chaos Knight, because once they Reality Rift somebody, nothing on their team is going to stop him from hitting people, except for killing the illusions.
Yeah, I worry about this Skywrath Mage. I mean, just the natural progression of the hero. He's going to stop being so scary. He can really only dish out magic damage, and OG, they're getting tanky enough to deal with that. And he's going for a Force Staff now, so focusing on mobility before getting his Ags. Is that the right choice for him?
Yeah, absolutely, because if him or somebody else gets Reality Rifted, they die, basically. They don't have a good solution to that, like we said. So he absolutely needs to be able to keep people alive. It's still +10 int, which is even more damage. I don't think it's a terrible choice. It had to be that or Blink or something, because if he gets Orchided or if any of those heroes jump on him, he just kind of dies.
Yeah, definitely going to get tougher and tougher for Skywrath Mage as the game goes on, because he's got like 1,500 total HP. Not that great for armor, so he is a very easy pick in this fight. I mean, that's like 3 hits from Chaos Knight.
I agree, but his damage is very high, and that's going to help offset it a lot. I mean, his Arcane Bolt alone does 1.6 times his int. Let me do a little bit of math really quick here. His Arcane Bolt basically does like 400 magic damage. It's really close to it at least. And that's not even counting Spell Knife. It's like 370 or something with Spell Knife. So on a 2-second cooldown, he's doing a 400 damage nuke. That's insane, actually. So as long as they don't have BKB on their enemy heroes, and he's got somebody tanky in front of him doing team fighting, Skywrath Mage was absolutely going to be crucial in this fight.
All right, the rest of OG, I mean, they're shaping up. They've got the items they need. Pipe now completed on our Spirit Breaker. We talked about how Alliance are dishing out a huge amount of magical damage, and that's just going to get, you know, dwindled by that pipe. It is such a good pickup.
It's really good against Skywrath Mage as well, because it does damage block. The damage block removes the damage before it's affected by magic resistance, which is why he looked so invulnerable when he got killed 2 fights ago, because his hood was active. And it just blocks all the damage. And then once the hood goes away, then it's like, oh, you have a Veil and an Ancient Seal. Now you do like twice as much damage. So Barry's stuff is very, very good against Magic Emperors like these guys.
Yeah, I mean, Alliance's problem right now feels like they're just not doing enough damage. Yeah, they've got the Tinker who can cast out a really dope laser in these fights, but a lot of it has to come out of Loda, and it feels like Loda just can't find a safe place to farm up and get what he needs.
It's tough. I mean, Bloodseeker farms pretty rapidly with Midas and stuff like that, but at some point you have to jump in the fight and right-click people, and Rupture helps, but it doesn't guarantee a kill. You have to Rupture somebody and close the gap here. They're going to try to kill Tinker.
He's going to blink away.
Oh, they see him. Oh, that was so cool. Did you see what happened?
I caught the very clip of it. I don't think I saw
Jarek's
it on top of him.
recalled on the Chaos Knight, and as the recall ended, he blinked in, and Chaos Knight came with him.
Oh, nice. And now Anna's just going through. They are cleaning up Alliance. It looks like this top lane Arax is about to be taken.
This game's just over.
Again, we are in the Europe Finals. The winner of this game gets to go on and represent all of Europe going against NA. It's a big fight, but it looks like OG might be the ones to claim it, as they're now working on the tier 4s after getting a second complete lane Arax. Unless Alliance hold right now, it is looking grim.
It's looking really bad. They've got 2 dead heroes here. Chaos Knight uses his ultimate. He's got a heart picked up.
Zip in from Anna. This is
right
against
away.
a Blood-mailed Bloodseeker, or Blade-mailed Bloodseeker. They just can't do anything. EGM is in the fountain. Look at this, a fountain diving Keeper of the Light. And no one dies.
Yeah, Alliance just did not have the tools to deal with the Chaos Knight in the mid game. Maybe they'll get a kill here, but No-Tail's sitting in the back, just
Or
going to heal up
maybe
with
not.
Heart any moment. I think that's why he didn't go Armlet, actually. It's kind of a bad idea against Bloodseeker to keep your HP low. Maybe a good choice. Oh, he goes back in.
Yep, No-Tail continuing to pressure as well. Godlike for the Storm Spirit. Storm Spirit's getting very, very low here. It will end up
He does
going
get killed.
down. And that's going to be Bloodseeker focused down once again. Loda cannot
that's
afford to
Axe for
die
Tinker.
here, but he will. And that's going to be Skywrath getting low as well, hit by that Chaos
They
Bolt.
didn't chase us.
It's... I think it's over, Purge.
I mean, it's getting kind of clown, so grabbing the eggs could change things.
Okay. As the
All
Ancients
depends on
have
mana
health.
levels. I mean, it's close. There's 4 Ally cards for Alliance.
Anna's moving forward. There's a nice laser. The Blind's doing a little bit of work, but they are able to get the kill on the Bounty Hunter. The Ancient continues to
Getting
fall.
low.
There's going to be that Blinding Light to force everyone out of the fountain. They've got the Zip on the Ogre as
that
well.
does it.
Coddle goes down, drops a gem. That's a big kill, but there's still creeps doing damage to the Dire structures. Dire,
They
they
kill
got to
Storm.
defend now or it's all over, and Anna's zipping around. Can they actually lock him down? They do. They get the Storm Spirit down, but the Ancient is so gosh darn low, and they cannot drive it off. Alliance, they fought till the bitter end, but it is going to be OG that win the EU side of our Elimination Mode 3 bracket, and they're going to move on to fight the winners of the NA bracket in just a couple of days.
Yeah, OG played very, very well there. The crucial deciding moment, I mean, that Storm kill was big because it gave a huge burst of gold to Tinker. He was able to buy his Ags, which means he can now blind everybody on the team repeatedly. But the crucial moment was when S4 got his ulti off and he started cycloning the Tinker, because you can keep somebody up there permanently. So once he's up there, hopefully permanently, continuously cycloned, it's basically like Tinker being dead, and that allowed OG to finally finish off the throne. Not that they couldn't have just done it later, but amazing game there. Alliance needed those early game fights to go a little better. I'm sure they're looking at the bounty and they're thinking, I wish I had a mech, an urn, a medallion, anything on him. And all he had was a perseverance. And unfortunately, he hit that really hard peak where they lost fight after fight. And that's why they were so behind.
OG showing that they have the perseverance to take it out. We'll see how they're going to fare up against NA in a couple of days. But, well, that's going to be it for Elimination Mode today. We're going to kick it to some ads and then back to our